Decades ago, Porsche released one of the most iconic supercars of all time, the Porsche 959. Since then, we've seen the GT2, GT3, and GT4 RSs, but behind me is perhaps the next most iconic car in the lineup, the Porsche Carrera GT. Now, this is one of just a few hundred of these cars ever built, and of course, you got to get the hate from the Fast and Furious car, but remember, at the end of the day, this is one of the most iconic supercars. Now, something that I personally think is really weird about this car, if you come and take a look at the interior, the placement of the interior is very not Porsche-like. Of course, you have the dashboard, which has the iconic Porsche gauge clusters, the steering wheel, but when it comes down to the actual internal system of the car, it's more like a McLaren in the way it separates the cockpit and makes it super driver-focused. Besides that, take a look at where the gear shift is. If you come around back here to the engine, you can see just how much of a monster this car actually is. Now, you can even see a lot of the suspension components in here to help absorb the shock of this car. Now, this is a street legal race car in every sense of the word. This engine creates so much power, it gets so incredibly hot. You can see actually all of the ventilation, the entire rear hatch of this car, stock from the factory, is these huge open vents for air intake. The design of the back end of the car is designed to bring as much air into the engine compartment as possible and then push it out, the hot air out through this vent here over the iconic Carrera GT.